angle.
Breaking: Trump might read their secrets out loud at SOTU and destroy them. Hell yeah. Republican Congressman Devin Nunes from California prepared an explosive memo which details classified material that lays out what the FBI and others did to corrupt the 2016 presidential election. The memo also describes the steps they have taken to overthrow President Donald Trump. The memo, if leaked in full, could indicate criminal activity and send people scrambling for lawyers. According to Republican Congressman Dave Joyce from Ohio, the memo is deeply disturbing and downright terrifying. The memo needs to be released to the public since it's our citizen right to know if our FBI will face any corruption charges or criminal investigations in and of itself. That is not how people hoped their tax dollars would be spent, but it's something that may have to be done to restore transparency in one portion of our American system. There has still been no word on when the memo will be released, but we now have confirmation that Judiciary Committee Chairman Bob Goodlatte, Oversight Committee Chairman Thray Goody, and Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes huddled together last Saturday to discuss never-before-used procedure for releasing the shocking FISA abuse memo. Members of Congress from both sides of the political aisles are specialists at showboating and creating an outright circus while never accomplishing their goals. Chris Farrell from Judicial Watch was on Lou Dobbs Tonight on Fox Business. Farrell suggested that the best way to get this memo public might be up to President Trump. He could read it out loud to the world during his upcoming State of the Union address, and it wouldn't be considered a leak because he is the president and it does pertain to the state of our union. If that happens, then it might be one of the most watched moments on television. Representative Paul Gosar released the memo. Obama's weaponization of DOJ and intelligence services links to Fast and Furious, IRS, and Benghazi scandal. If you don't think the unmasking has something to do with the weaponization of our Department of Justice and our intelligence services, think again, said Representative Paul Gosar, ROS, suggesting that the Obama administration had weaponized the executive branch in pursuit of partisan political purposes. Gosar's remarks came in a SiriusXM Breitbart News Tonight interview with Breitbart News' senior editors-at-large Rebecca Mansour and Joel Pollack. Drawing on a classified 4-page memo composed by Representative Devin Nunes, RCA, who chairs the House Permanent Select Committee on Intelligence, for his claims, Gosar described abuse of executive power as a pattern across the Obama administration. Gosar linked the following Obama-era operations and events as illustrative of a pattern of partisan weaponization of the executive branch: Fast and Furious, the handling of and response to the September 11, 2012, Islamic terrorist attack on the diplomatic compound in Benghazi, Libya, the IRS's targeting of dissident charities and non-profits, and the surveillance of persons connected to Donald Trump's presidential campaign. Partial transcript below. Mansour, I want to pivot really quickly to this infamous #release the memo about the memo that the House Intelligence Committee chairman wrote about, explaining what was going on with the FISA warrants that were issued by the Obama administration. Can you tell us? I know that you've read the memo. It hasn't, obviously, been released to the public. What can you tell us about how this memo came about and what's in it? Gosar, well, this memo is a summary of emails and traffic that has been picked up by the intelligence and judiciary systems. Some of it is exactly what you may have seen that has been exposed to the sunlight already. Other things may not. But what it basically does is, that, if you don't think that Fast and Furious, if you don't think that Benghazi, for the lack of accountability, if you don't think the IRS, and if you don't think the unmasking has something to do with the weaponization of our Department of Justice and our intelligence services, think again. Mansour, wow. Okay. What is the likelihood that this memo will be released by Congressman Nunes? Gosar, in our conference, there is a heated debate about when, not if, and we want it out sooner than later. The American people need to see this. There are other things associated with it because this is just the tip of the iceberg. It names names, and those names, they should be owed their day in country, but if it is what's presented, there are some heads that need to go to jail and not come out for quite some time. Gosar reiterated his description of the aforementioned pattern of partisan political weaponization of the executive branch when asked about former U.S. Ambassador Samantha Power's requests for unmasking American citizens' identities captured via FISA surveillance operations, among whom were Trump associates. Gosar voted against the FISA Amendments Reauthorization Act, FARA, of 2017 last Thursday, which passed the House and Senate by broadly partisan votes of 256-164 and 65-34, respectively, breaking ranks with much of the GOP. The FARA does not afford American citizens with Fourth Amendment protections against government search and seizure, suggested Gosar. President Trump should read the memo on live television. He wants to drain the swamp, and this could be one heavily watched moment where everything changes. It should be done. Everyone can watch the political dominoes of corruption fall in place and help restore law, order, and transparency for America. Please share if you want President Trump to release the memo on live television. Please comment with your opinion on the memo.